straight. They could be bent. And always a nice grounding exploration, if you like. Hands on the lowest part of your belly. Placing your hands on the lowest part of your belly can help direct the breath more downward, helping you breathe into the physical perimeters of your being. So you're bringing your breath downward, a nice grounding breath. Often in our busy, modern, everyday living, the breath tends to get stuck more into the upper chest. See if you could bring your breath more downward. Relax your jaw, relax your face. Grounding and another suggestion, soft face practice today. As we drop down into our bodies, out of our heads, allow the space in between your ears to soften. Keeping this awareness of your breath and grounding and soft facing. Release your arms at your sides. And if your knees aren't bent, bend them. Place the feet as wide as the mat. Windshield wipers, slowly, slowly, slow enough that you could pause and feel any stretch in the front of the thighs, the front of the hips. One more time, like that, each direction. I went off screen for a moment to grab a strap. And then bring your feet together and keep your knees together. And without using your hands, bring your right knee in towards your chest. And now right hand on right knee. Right hand assists in some little or medium circles of the right thigh bone in the hip socket. And around. Finding your knee center, interlace the hands behind your right hamstring. Slide your hands down so it's like the middle of your hamstring, the meaty part. Now point your right foot and straighten your right leg to the sky. Relax the shoulders. Now flex the right ankle and hug the right knee in. Drop your right heel towards your bottom. 2 more times. Point and straighten and flex and bend. 1 more. 1 more time, we'll meet at the top. Point and straighten, keep the leg straight, point and flex. Right foot. And now circle around 3 times each direction, inviting a sense of adaptability in our ankles and mobility. Last round, right knee bends and crosses over the left knee. Spread your wings, arms out to the side, lower your knees to the left, turn your head to the right. Shoulder blades heavy to the ground. Bring it to center, sides of the waist down to the ground. 2 more times, knees lower to the left, turn your head to the right, and back to center. 1 more time, let's keep the knees to the left, turn your head to the right. Let's do those big floppy circles, curl the right fingertips and bend the right elbow, open right hand across your chest, reach past your left fingertips, and then a big floppy circle around. 2 more times. You're claiming the space around you, giving yourself permission to take up space as we free up the fibers of the back body. 3rd round, rest in this shape. Rest, notice, breathe. First and foremost, this is a noticing awareness practice. On your next exhale, using the stability of your core, sides of the waist, ribs to the ground, bring your knees to center. And then uncross. Without using your hands, left knee draws in towards your chest, place left hand on left knee, assisted circles here. Pressing the right foot into the ground and sides of the waist to the ground for stability. Knee center, interlace the hands behind your left hamstring, the meaty part. So you might need to slide them downward, point your left foot and straighten your left leg best you can. Flex the ankle and hug the knee in 2 more times. So make sure you're pointing the toes and the ankle. And flex and bend, point, straighten, flex and bend. One more, point, straighten, stay here, breathe, drop the shoulders, point and flex your left foot 3 times, and then circle around, relax your face, center, bend the left knee over right knee, arms to the sides, lower knees to the right, turn your head to the left, and stability of the core brings the knees to center. 2 more times. You want to initiate the movement to center from the belly and ribs softening to the ground. Let's meet with the knees to the right, turn your head to the left, left fingertips curl in, bend the elbow, and slide, like really you're touching your chest, past the fingertips, big fluffy circle, taking up lots of real estate. You deserve to take up lots of space if that's something that's calling to you. And we'll rest here and breathe. Breathing especially into the side of the body and the back of the body for another 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees to center. Uncross, straighten your legs, and rock it out. Press your heels gently into the ground or mat. Such big, fast movements that you're rocking all the way up to the top of your head, ridding yourself of any rigidity and too much seriousness. Circle the ankles around 10 times each direction and 10 times the other direction. And then we'll bend the knees after we find center. Roll to one side, whatever side you like. Make your way up to seated just for a moment. And grab onto your strap. So we're going to use the strap more for feel back, because we're going to make our way onto our backs again, because the intention is of a nice grounding practice, but to carry that sense of groundedness into our standing poses. So 1 or 2 times, this is going to be for feedback, doesn't have to be exact. And we're going to place, I'm going to do 2 times because this is a slippery one. And I'm going to lie it down underneath my lower back. So when you lie down again, you want the strap to be underneath your lower back, the lowest part of your lower back. So above your pelvis or below your ribs. Let's start below the ribs. You might not feel it right away. We are going to work on that. We'll bring awareness to that. So we'll meet with the knees together and the feet together. Arms can be wherever is comfortable. And this is going to be a subtle, stabilizing, strengthening move to help bring awareness in how we articulate through the spine. So first, soft ribs, but you're not pressing them down. Very subtle. It's like a subtle cat-cow we're going to do. So lift that part of your back that's touching the strap, the lower back away. And as you exhale, press those vertebrae down towards the strap until you make contact. Good. We're going to do that 2 to 3 more times. Own breath. Lift away. Subtle strength here. And exhale, press. Very subtle movement. Own breath. We bring awareness to a point of stability through this sense of grounding to the mat to carry into our bigger standing movements. Great. Now lift the lowest part of your spine away. Press down. Now keep that. Squeeze your knees together. Keep that. Lower your knees only as far to the left as you keep that point of your lower back connected to the strap. So it might not be a lot. It shouldn't be a lot. Yeah. Squeeze the knees together. Keep pressing the lower back into the strap and then slowly bring it to center. Lift the lower back away from the strap. Press the vertebrae down. Squeeze the knees together. Lower your knees only as far to the right as you can keep the connection of the lower back to the strap and the knees hugging into each other for 3, and a soft base, 2 and 1. Bring it to center, lift the lower back, one more time, press down, squeeze knees together, lower the knees to the left for 4, 3, 2 and 1. Bring it to center, lift away, ground it down, squeeze the knees together, knees to the right, relax your face for 3, 2 and 1. Slowly releasing. You may need to roll to the side and come on up to a seat so you can adjust now your upper back. So somewhere in your upper back here. So we'll do somewhere in the upper back, your thoracic spine. Lay down, lie down on the strap. So somewhere in the middle of your upper back. There's so many points we could get, but we're just going to get 2 general areas now. Same shape, feet together, knees together. This time, hands behind your head. We're going to bring awareness to pressing this part of our spine into the strap. So bring the elbows close together. Now, as your hands lift your head, the ribs press down as the head comes forward. And then slowly lower the head down, elbows wide. 2 more times like that. Elbows squeeze together. Press that part of your upper back in as the head is lifted by your hands. And then slowly lower it down. And one more time. Lift your elbows together. Press that part of your upper back in. Lift your head. And then slowly release it down. So now release your hands and press your palms together over your chest, fingertips to the sky. You do have an option to bring your hands to the back of your head again. Squeeze your arms towards straight. And this time, you're going to do the same thing. So as the head lifts up, press that part of your upper back into the strap and reach to the left only as far as you keep that part of your back connected to the strap. You can interlace the hands behind your back, your head again if you need. Bring it to center and then lower down. Same thing here. Squeeze your hands together this time. Squeeze your arms towards straight. Press that part of your upper back into the strap as the head curls up, and then only reach your hands, your arms to the right as much as you keep the upper back connected to the strap, and then slowly bring it to center and lower down. We're going to do one more round. Again, if you want, interlace the hands behind your head, elbows closer together. As your head lifts, press the upper back into the strap, and only as far as you can keep the upper back connected to the strap. Turn to the left for 3, 2, 1. Bring it to center. Lower down, elbows wide. One more time, elbows close together. Press the upper back into the strap as the head lifts. Turn only as far to the right as you can keep upper back connected. And then slowly bring it to center. Oh, and release. Roll to one side and slowly make your way on up to seated. Little different warm-up, subtle strength. Strap to the side. And let's do the hips again. So we're gonna move through the hip socket. Bring your feet wide, hands to the side, and then we'll strengthen. Windshield wiper, side to side. Cushion, blanket underneath your hips if you need. Suffering is optional. Okay, now you can change directions however you want on the mat. We're gonna do 90-90. So I was facing the long side of the mat, and you can move whichever orientation you like. I'm gonna windshield wiper my knees to the right. So for me, my right shin is gonna be parallel to the front edge of the mat, and then slide my left knee, left foot back. So my left thigh bone is parallel to the front of the mat. So this is 90-90 here. Okay, bring your hands to your heart. Press down through your knees, and best you can flex your ankles. So toes to shins, flex your ankle. Good, press down to the legs, lengthen through the spine, belly and ribs in, and then lean forward only as far as that you can maintain that sense of length through the spine, belly and ribs to the back body. The ribs soften back, breathe here, press the legs down, back of the skull long for 3, 2, 1. Fingertips to the ground to help lift you on up. Great. Now, you're going to take your right hand to the right. You begin to lean to the right and come onto your right elbow if you need to. Press both knees down, especially the right knee, and lean as far to the right as you need to lift your right foot to hover. So we're turning on our external. I also had the same reaction. My teacher led me through this. So you might have to come all the way down onto your elbow and then press down through the right knee. Yeah, this is going to help fire up those external rotators in a weird, funny, strengthening way. And then slowly as you can, mindfully releasing, press yourself back on up. Woo! Now, the back leg. This is internal rotation. So hands could be to the heart. You can overlap if you want. Now turn to the left. Good. Now you're going to turn to the left. Flex the left ankle. Press the left knee down. And then keep turning to the left. Lean to the right. So towards your right knee, you're going to like side lean. Good. Now press to the left knee and lean as far as you need to press the left knee down. Press the right knee down. So press that front knee down. Good. And lift the left foot. For another 3. Good. 2, 1. Hands can come down to help bring you back on up. Woo! Windshield wipers side to side. Rinse cycle. Very interesting strengthening happening here. Knees to the left. And we'll be on to the other side, or you could flip around. My left shin is parallel to the front of the mat. My right thigh bone is about parallel to the front of the mat. 90-degree angle here. Good. Press the knees down. Flex the ankles. Hands could be to the heart. Press the legs down. I'm also rotating more my right hip forward. And then lengthen through the spine. And then we'll maintain the length through the spine, about 45-degree angle, only as far as you keep connected. This side to the core, to your legs. This side might be different. For 3, embracing the awkward. 2, nice. And 1, fingertips down, lift on up. Hello. All sorts of muscles around the hips are waking up. Left hand to the left, slide it as much as you need to. I'm going to change directions to the left so that you can press the knees down, especially the left knee, and lift your left foot to hover. So you might need to come down to your left forearm and breathe. Nice. For 3, totally how I started. 2, and 1. Slowly release. Fingertips can assist back on up. And now hands to the heart. Checking in. Turning towards the back foot. So that's to the right. And then you're going to lean as much as you need to press the right knee down, and right hip turns a little bit more to the left knee, and lift the right foot here for 3, 2, super interesting, and 1, fingertips down, pressing back up. Woo! Good work, everyone. Windshield wiper, rinse cycle, side to side. Yay, we'll be so happy to come onto our hands and knees now. Change our orientation in space for wrist prepping. Yay for the wrist. Give our hips a little break. So fingertips to the side or towards your knees. Less intensity, close the gap between your fingers and your knees. Circle your body to the right as the body comes back. Lift the heels of the hands. Circle to the left, heels of the hands down. 2 more times. Own breath. Soften your eyeballs. 3 times each direction. We're compassionately exploring places and spaces that we haven't visited in a while. Last round, fingertips forward. Now back of the hands. You can do 1 at a time if you want. Less intensity, shorten the gap between fingers and knees, shoulders from the ears, 6 to 8 times. So if you're doing 1 at a time, you could do 3 to 4 each side. Relax shoulders from ears. Then peel the hands away, stand on your knees, circle the wrists, shake them out. All right, let the wrist relax. We'll come onto hands and knees and then onto our elbows. palms together. Actually, let's do this. Back onto your hands. This is a little bit different. You're gonna make your way into like a toe breaker pose, only on one side. Did someone say something about the bottom of their feet today? Okay, so it's gonna be the knee as far forward as you can, curl the toes under, come onto your elbows. And this is gonna be a funny shape, and you're gonna extend your left leg back. So this is gonna be just a little visiting of the sole of the right foot, but this is gonna be more of a hip extension here. So bring your hips down, best you can. So it's like more like, look, I'm on my hands and knees. This is a good way to start off. Hands and knees, curl the toes under, and slide your knees a teeny bit more forward, like close to your elbows. So it's not gonna be directly hands and knees. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna keep my right toes curled under. Slightly shrug the shoulders to the ears and then shoulder blades onto the back, and now press away, extend your left leg back. It's gonna be super awkward, more so than everything else. Okay, now you could try to keep your hips low, or you may need to reach your hips more forward, but try to keep your right hip as low to your right heel as you can. You're gonna lift up from your left sitting bone, your left leg to hover. Oh yeah, breathe in here for 3, nice, 2, and 1, left foot down. Let's switch sides. So left knee will be forward, right leg reaches back. So again, if it's not accessible to you, let the hips lift a little bit, or keep the left hip, make sure left toes are curled under, left hip towards left heel, press down. So you're plugging into your shoulders, belly and ribs in, back of the skull nice and long, and then lifting up through the right leg. This side's so different for me. 3, 2, and 1. Mindfully as you can, releasing. Nice work. Stay here, but walk the knees back so they're below your hips. Okay, now what we did like on our backs, that lower back awareness here. Let's keep the upper body pressing down and kind of still, relatively still. Back of the skull lifts. And isolate that cat-cow movement starting with the tailbone. So the tailbone and then the part that you press into the strap rounds up. And keep the upper back the same. Keep pressing the ground away, leading with the tailbone more into a subtle cow, but only in the lower back, only in the lower back. Puffing up. 2 more times like that. Start with the tailbone. And cow. And 1 more time, starting with the tailbone, very subtle. And cow. Good. Now come onto the tops of the feet, big toes together, knees wider. Come onto your hands and press your hips back to your heels and straighten your arms. And now we'll isolate the thoracic spine, that part that you pressed into the strap, and your upper back. So it can be very subtle here. So pressing the upper back as the head drops forward like we did on our backs. And then start from that place, bringing like the back of the heart forward and lifting your head slightly. Yeah, adjust your hands however you need. Arms straight. 2 more times. So just isolating, articulating the movements of the spine. And 1 more. So you're pressing that upper back, head forward, and then the opposite. Nice. Forward onto your hands and knees. Wiggle it out, wag your tail, moving any way that feels good. Side plank variations to standing. That's where we'll meet. So we'll meet in side plank. On the right side, the right knee will stay down. So left leg back. Turn your right foot, spin your right foot to the right, and open up through the left side. So you're going to open up to the left. Yeah. Okay, good. Now the same areas we just isolated, but the lower back and the upper back, stabilize there. So press that part that was touching the strap back, and also fill up the upper back. Good. Now keep that. Lift your left leg up. A little different flow today. Good. Look to the top of the mat, and you're going to step your left foot forward, right foot straight back behind you. Yeah, we're going to watch the awkward here. then we're gonna press through, both hands to come down. The left foot, lift the back knee up to standing. And I'll show you again here. So we started from, yeah, I like to keep things interesting, never a dull moment. Look forward, step the left foot forward to the top of the mat. Yeah, and the right foot will come directly behind you. Yeah, and then fingertips, because we're like in different directions, this is more confusing. Fingertips down if you need to. Press, got a relationship with my left foot in the ground. Lift the back knee. Use the power of your glutes to lift your right knee up. Yay! And help from the wall is always nice too. Now, you're going to do the same thing reverse, but you're only going to tap the right knee down to the ground, press to the left heel, and then spring it forward into airplane. And reach back for the landing. Back knee all the way down. How you started, right hand down, and back to where we started. Side plank. We're going to do that a couple more times. Step to the front of the mat. Press down through your left foot. Standing up, right knee in. Yay, it's all good to dance. Toe tap back, right knee taps down, and fly forward. Step into your airplane. Nice. Reach back for the landing. Back knee down, right hand down. The best side plank ever. One more time. Look to the top. Left foot forward. We'll step to the top and then stand on the left leg. Woo, right knee up. Nice. Reach back for the landing. Back knee taps. Airplane. Take flight. Reach back for the landing. Right knee down. Right hand down. And side plank. And hands and knees down. Child's pose or wag the tail as you process what just happened. Get ready for the other side. You don't have to do many of those to turn on your back side. I'll flip around. So now, we turn to the right. Left knee, left hand stays down. Side plank. So my left hand will be down, turning the left bicep to the front of the mat, and my right leg is extended behind me. So much brain and body newness, new connections. Lift the right leg. And now look to the top of the mat. Step your right foot forward. Way to play. Both fingertips could come down, especially for the first round. Curl the back toes under. Send your energy down into the right leg as you set the intention to stand up and left knee in. Nice. Reach back for the landing. Tap your left knee down for a moment. Spring it forward. Fly into airplane. Bend the right knee, reach back. Left knee down, left hand down. And right leg back, right arm up. Ta-da! Side plank, 2 more times. Step forward. You can find airplane arms already here. Press to the right foot, especially the right heel, left knee in. Yeah, airplane arms are really helpful for this one. Left foot back, left knee taps. Fly it forward one more time. Airplane, left foot back. As mindfully as you can. Think up as you lower, left hand down. Right leg back. One more time. Right foot forward. Airplane arms. Press to the right heel. Left knee in to stand. Reach back. Left foot down. Left knee taps. Airplane. So you could always have upper body airplane already. Left foot reaches back. Think up as you lower down. Left hand down. Right leg back. We did it. And hands and knees down. Wag your tail. Enjoy for getting that strong standing series over with. Curl your toes under. Now round the spine. Keep the roundedness and bring your hips back. Let's do some asymmetrical push-ups. That created some heat. I'll put on the AC. So hips back, spine rounded. Oh, here it is, yay. Come forward into a plank pose, a high push-up position. And then place your right hand a little bit farther forward and to the right. So the right elbow will go to the right. The left elbow will go back as you reach your heart forward for an asymmetrical push-up. Press yourself back up. Hands in the same line. Hips come back again. Sweep it, or rather float it forward. Now left hand wide, left elbow wide. And keep pressing those parts of your back that you did lying down on the strap. Same thing for points of stability. So you're pressing those points upward. And make sure your skull, back of your skull, stays in line with the sacrum. One more time, each side. Just because the upper body was getting jealous of all the strengthening that we did on the lower body. And we'll meet in child's pose, whatever variation you like. You can untuck the toes, bring the knees wide, flip the palms up. You can even bend the elbows, give yourself a pat on the back for all that strengthening we've been doing so far. And we haven't even done one downward dog yet. It may or may not feel like a resting pose, because that's going to be the next pose. Release the arms, palms down, hands and knees, curl your toes under. Downward facing dog, whatever dog you feel like being right here, right now. Pedal it out. Let the head go. Maybe shake the head out. Yes, no. Let's walk the hands to our feet. Ragdoll, heels to the ground. Bend your knees so much, belly comes to the thighs. You can stay here and sway side to side, or opposite elbow to opposite, or opposite hand to opposite elbow. Letting go of anything that is no longer serving you positively. Soften your hip creases. Relax your face. And slowly release your hands down and press the feet down. Belly flies in and up as you roll it on up. One vertebrae at a time. Nice to come on up, standing on your own 2 feet. 3 shoulder circles at the top. And feel free to bounce it out or shake it out. Even shake the belly. I notice I don't shake my belly enough. Belly. And shake it all the way as you walk to the top. Oh yeah, to the dance. That's right. Nice. Right, it's just yoga. It's okay to dance and break out of the box. Okay, top of the mat. So fun. Feet hip width distance apart. Yay, and then reach out, rise up, extended. Interlace your fingers, squeeze your arms straight, and release index fingers and thumbs. So that sense of groundedness and lifting. Lean to the right. And 10 little bounces there. At your end range. Reminding yourself that you have the capacity to bounce back. Finding center and other side. 10 little bounces. The sense of bouncing back and adaptability, natural springiness of our bodies. Bring it back to center and release the arms to the side. Notice any shifts or changes. Root down, rise up. Interlace, Tahina jar. Scraping out the left Tahina 3 times each direction. Linger at any point that needs a little extra Tahina scraping. And bring it to center and hands to your heart. Let's keep the right foot forward and step your left foot back into a lunge. So you can get nice and springy by bending the back knee a couple times until you find your center. Let the arms be heavy by the sides. Good, now keep the front knee bent, lengthen through the back leg. So press that back heel back. Good, and then reach the arms up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And let's do 45-degree angle here. So keep hugging your outer hips in. Upper body forward, 45-degree angle. And then come back on up. Let's do 2 more times like that. Press through that left heel. as you reach your sitting bones back and press up. One more, ribs in. Now laying your belly close to your right thigh, reach your fingertips back, and as much as you can, keep the belly towards the right thigh. Shift the weight a little bit forward, or as much as you need to keep that right knee bent, upper body the same, and lift the back leg like we did in that toe breaker pose. For 3, 2, and 1. Left foot back. Crescent, press through the heel, right heel, lift up, exhale, and step it forward. Woo! Okay, maybe want to shake that out, do a little dance again after that. And then we be more parallel to the ground. Yeah, or we keep it lower and then keep that boom. Is it still to the side? Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you asked. It becomes 45 and then lowering the belly down more. Wait, left foot forward. Yeah, left foot forward. Hands to heart and reach the right leg back. It might take a couple times to find your stance. Get more bouncy bounce. Now keep pressing through that left heel. Straighten the right heel back. Belly and ribs in. Same area that we explored with the strap behind our backs. Hands to the heart. 45-degree angle. Press to the left heel. Come on up. One more time. Try to spin the right heel more to the right. Yeah. And 45-degree angle. Come back on up. This time, belly more towards your left thigh. So you are going to be lower. And then you can shift the weight more forward, press to the left heel, especially, and lift your right leg up. And you can flex that right foot, similar how we did. Or arms to the sides for 3, 2, 1. Reach back for the landing. Press down. Lift up. And come to standing. Woo! Shake it out. Let's do a relatively normal flow down. Root down, rise up. Exhale. Hip creases, soften, knees bend, fold, fold, let go. We could all use a little extra time in this forward fold. And halfway lift. Hands on the ground, step back, down dog. Stretch that out, walk it out, move through any areas of stuckness. Lower down to your knees. Wrists below your shoulders, knees below your hips. Scapular circles. Squeeze your arms towards straight. So the eyes of your elbows probably will turn more forward. Slightly shrug your shoulders, press the ground away. Okay, belly and ribs in, back of the skull, nice and long. This time, first, let's start off bringing the shoulder blades together. Keep the arms straight and then press them apart. Press the ground away and separate them. Good, and now we're going to add shoulder blades, scapula to your ears. Together, keep the arms straight. To your hips, down, and then press away. And create some internal resistance when you do that. And then we'll reverse it. So my shoulder blades are toward my back, scapula together, scapula forward, press the ground away, and separate them. So we do 1 time each direction with some internal resistance and the resistance of the ground. Now you could do, again, 1 more time each direction in this shape, or walk the knees behind the hips into a supported plank pose, or walk the hands a little bit forward. This could be more challenging. With some of that internal resistance, it can help to bend the elbows to the side, scoop the elbows in, squeeze arms towards straight, and scapula forward, together, towards your pelvis, then press away, and then reverse that. Together, forward, press away, and down. Good. You could do 1 more round in any of those shapes, or if you want, you can also do it in plank pose, but I might come down to my knees again for that one. So press the ground away, scapula, elevate, okay, melt, down your back, press away, reverse, scapula together, towards your ears, press away, and down. Good, knees down. Woo, child's pose, if that feels good to you. Side to side. Nice strengthen in there. And then bring it forward and feel free to come into an upward dog with the knees down, toes curled under if you want, or lifting the knees and scapular circles here. Circle your scapula like 3 times each direction. Keep belly and ribs in. I'm leading it from my shoulders. Good, and slowly release. Stand on your knees, swing your arms side to side. A little scapula. Let that go, even your face. Downward facing dog. Hips up and back. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Now you can lower to your knees first to transition, or keep it in down dog, right foot forward. We'll come into a low lunge. Back knee will be down, left knee will be slightly behind the left hip. And then reach your arms up, curl the toes under, sweep the arms back, 45-degree angle. Gotta find our airplane in every shape today. Lift the back knee and keep that back knee lifted. You're gonna lengthen best you can, and you can lift up higher with your body, both legs. And as mindfully as you can, bend that front knee and lower the back knee down and lift the upper body. One more time like that, 45 about degree angle. Lift the back knee as you lengthen both legs. And then bend the right knee, lower the left knee down, and lift up. We'll add in a high lunge, 45. Lift the back knee, straighten both legs. And now to a high lunge. Keep the back knee lifted, bend the front knee, lift up. And then 2 times, lengthen the front leg. We're not going to come back down. That's the good news. Bend the front knee. And one more time. Lengthen. And lift. Now we'll bring it all the way down. Lengthen. Bend the back knee. And reach the arms up. Ta-da! And then both hands to the ground. Down dog in between if you like, or switch knees. Right knee down, left knee forward. Curl the back toes under, lift the upper body. So left foot will be forward, or the other foot forward. And then hug them together, as long as you do both sides. 45-degree angle. Lift the back knee and lengthen both legs. If it's too much for your back, you could keep the angle more upright. Bend the front knee, lower the right knee down, and lift up. Woo! One more time. Lean forward, sitting bones back, lengthen both legs, squeeze them in, and bend both knees. And lift up towards a high lunge. 45 about, lift, lengthen, and bend the front knee, reach up. Way to dance. Press it out, left heel. Lengthen both legs, airplane, and bend through the front knee. Good, airplane. Bend the back knee, or the front knee too, both knees. That would be tricky. And lift up. Woo, and hands and knees. Hands down. Wag the tail. Down dog if you need to stretch that out. Back of the legs really strong. And then come down to the knees. You may need to separate your knees. You may need to bring the feet a little bit wider. You may need to use the pillow for this as well. You're gonna lift up your knees until you come to a squatting position. Now, I need a blanket for sure underneath my heels for the next part. So I'm gonna grab that. And we're gonna keep in this dorsiflexion of the ankles. So come into this squat. And if the heels come down to the ground, that's great. Mine don't. And you're gonna lean the body more forward, knees forward. So you're increasing the dorsiflexion of your ankles. You might feel it more in the front. Yeah? You might also feel in your calves, like strengthening. You're feeling something strengthening. And then slowly bring it back. This is definitely a challenging practice for me as well. So if you need to roll up the mat more, that's great. So you're gonna now, this time you're gonna lean back so that your heels touch the ground. Shift the weight more into your right heel and then begin to try best you can lift up your left toes. It is possible. It took me a little bit to coordinate that. You can hold on to the ground if you need to and then switch forward. And you might need to separate the feet a little bit more. You could also, yeah, we're gonna do left heel and lift the right leg. You could bring the ground closer to you and also blocks nearby too. And then keep switching. So it'll be like 1 to 2 breaths as you keep switching sides. So I shift the weight into my right heel and lift my left toes for like about a count of 3 to 5. Oh yeah, it's really strengthening the front, the top of your lifted toe foot. It's very subtle. Yeah, feel it out, rock it forward and back. Yeah, nice. So you'll feel the front of the foot strengthening, right? The top. And do it for like a beat or two, just to get familiar. This is super awkward. So do about like a total of 3 to 5 each side. Oops. That happens too. Hello, feet. So I'm grounding one heel as I lift the toes of the other. Nice. And make your way onto your hands and knees. And let's hit the deck. You can overlap your hands, top of the mat, let that go. When you breathe awkward. Sometimes I like to come onto the top of my feet and just like pound it out in the most compassionate way that you can. Oh, release, forehead, center. Slide your hands about shoulder width apart, either a little bit in front of your shoulders or you could slide them back for your cobra. Make sure your knees are pointing down. Right, so cobra could be here, it could be here. And then slow, nice, back of the skull long, and release it down. Forehead down, interlace your hands now behind your back. Shoulders to ears, slight shoulder shrug. Now shoulder blades onto your back. Lift your fist from your tush. Reach back and then lift everything up. Think more lengthening rather than lifting. Chin slightly in towards your chest. For 3, good, 2, and 1. Slowly release, look to the right. Relax your arms to the side. Good, forehead center, bend your knees. This time, if it's accessible to you, you could grab onto the tops of your feet. And if it's not, you could do the variation before. Hug your knees together, feet towards each other. Slight shoulder shrug, lift the collarbones, shoulder blades onto your back, and press your feet up and back into your hands, about 70% as the knees lift and your chest and spine lengthen. Good, so keep that awareness of the strength of having your own back, the muscles of the back body. Begin to, best you can, keep this shape, release your grip. Whee, we're flying for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Look to the left, good work. If you want, bend your knees, windshield wiper, your legs side to side. And let's bring it to center. Push your way on up to your hands and knees. Either sit on your heels upright or child's pose. Variation you want. Even turn your head to one direction. Or rock your forehead side to side, massaging the front of your forehead. Allow it to melt all the way to the middle and back of your brain. And slowly releasing, come up onto your hands and knees. Make your way onto your back. Yay! I don't know about you, but I'm super excited to be on my back. In the beginning, we spent lots of time on the back, so happy to be standing. And now, full circle, right ankle over left thigh bone. Draw your left knee in towards your left shoulder. Interlace your fingers behind your left leg. Yeah, and flex your right ankle, relax your shoulders. Make sure the weight is distributed evenly through the hips, especially your back of your left hip. Now, keep the same shape, release your hands, and hug your left knee, keep the same shape. into your left shoulder. So this is gonna be active fun for 3, 2, 1. Keep your right knee as it is. Begin to extend your left leg forward and let it hover either 45-degree angle or 2 inches off the ground for 3, 2. Right leg stays the same. Slowly lower your left foot to the ground and keep that right leg shape for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing. Bend the left knee, right foot to the ground, switching sides. Left ankle over right thigh. Right knee into your right shoulder. Relax your face. Distribute the weight evenly. There's a tendency to dump into the left side, so shift the weight a little bit more to the right, keeping the same shape, but without the hands now. Hugging that right knee in, widening the left knee to the left, hands to the side for 3, 2, and 1. Keep that. Extend the right leg, 45 or 2 inches off the ground. Those places that we're pressing down onto the ground, to the strap. Press down and slowly just releasing the right leg down. Keep hugging that left knee to the side for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing. Both knees bent. Windshield wiper legs side to side. And now feel free to take any other shape you may need. I'm going to do windshield wiper with the knees to the right and stay there. Or you could do a happy baby. Anywhere between 4 to 6 cycles of breath. Yogi's choice. Could even be an inversion. And we'll meet in a short but sweet resting pose. Give yourself a couple, at least, glorious moments to marinate in that internal yoga buzz that you created. Taking power in the pause, noticing the effects of your efforts. And the non-doing just as important as the doing. Acknowledging that we are only as strong as our ability to also let go. And rather than thinking of letting go of as one more thing to do, allow it to be just that, an allowance of accepting support. Accept the support of the ground beneath you and the support of your breath, the life force flowing within you. You are supported. Giving over any unnecessary tension remains in your body to the ground. That includes the bones of your face, heavy, the back of your skull. And stay here as long as you're able to or need. And if not, slowly bring movement back to fingers and toes. As you deepen your breath, you can circle your ankles, your wrists, your head, turning slowly side to side. And bring the legs closer together, bending the knees. Gather them into your chest with your hands or your arms. Give yourself a big hug of gratitude for investing this time on your mat. A radical act of self-care. Roll on over to whatever side you like. Pause there. Head's the last thing to come on up. Push your way to a comfortable seated position. Eyes can be closed or a soft gaze. Overlap your hands on top of your heart or anywhere else that needs extra love and attention. Think of one thing in your life that you are grateful for, no matter how big or small. Let's end together. One cleansing breath. First, empty out all the air from your lungs. Inhale through your nose, fill up. And exhale, ha, ha. As always, gratitude for practice.